What's up, YouTube? Welcome to more trades. How's it been? How are the trades going? Hope everything's well. Bitcoin's doing some interesting moves. Uh, we had a move expected further downside, not showing much of a follow through. But however, we are in critical levels at the moment. So what we're gonna do now is just take a look at the charts and see on the probabilities. As usual, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to subscribe, if you don't, then just like it, it's fine. Join the Discord, join the free Discord, and join the channel. This channel is mainly an educational channel, entertainment channel, and we try to post some trading ideas for educational purposes. I don't just show you targets randomly and all that. I usually tell you how I got the targets, and that way you learn how to do it on your own, so you don't have to rely on anyone. Unlike other YouTubers, they just give you levels and some weird indicators and just tell you, oh, because of this, this is gonna happen. I show you how it's done from scratch. So in about a minute, I'm gonna start the TA. I'm gonna get down and dive into it just in a minute. All right, let's get into it and look at the charts and what is there for us to see. Okay, in front of you, this is Rent token, but I want to start with Bitcoin. I got into another trade on Rent token, which was which is still in profits. But yeah, let's take a look at Rent token. What does Rent token have to say? I got into another trade because I felt it has more downside to go, and at the moment it's at 40% profit. Bitcoin trade is at 217%. I'm using 74x leverage for that trade, but because it was a level I was quite confident that I'm gonna get a reaction. It was at 17,155. However, we might reverse. Why am I thinking we might reverse? Early on, I was looking at the traditional markets. I was looking at the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq, and they were green for the day at the moment. Look like they want to continue green. It's very early to say, but the Dow Jones usually outperforms Nasdaq. So if I'm to look at something, maybe I should also look at the Nasdaq, US 100, and the SPY. Look at the Nasdaq. The US 100 consists of 100 of the top performing companies in America, tech companies like Tesla, Amazon, and all of these, and they're not doing that well. Tesla hasn't been doing well, so Nasdaq hasn't been doing that well. The SPY today hasn't opened yet. We might have that in how long will we have the opening? When does the New York market open? I believe maybe in 25 minutes. Yeah, we have the US Brinks, then the New York market opens. That will be in 25 minutes. Now let's start with Bitcoin and look at where are we at and what are the possibilities. I can't see much of a move upside. Oh yeah, if you haven't watched my video, I'll try to remember, put it in the end screen. It's called Bitcoin 16, 18, 14. And that was around the 3rd of December. I posted that video around the 3rd of December saying Bitcoin, Bitcoin 16, 18, 14. As in, we'll go to 16, 18, and 14. I think when I posted it, it was somewhere here. We were somewhere here. And I was saying 16, 18, 14. And let's go and have a recap. If you haven't, watch the video and compare to what happened next. It was a good call. We were right over here, I believe. And I said 16. We didn't get 16. We came down to around 16.8. Went to 17, then came down to 17, 16.6. So we maintained 16. But what came next? 16 range, 18, and will we get the 14? And that was, go look at the video and you see how I projected those targets, and you will understand why I said 16, 18, 14, and it looked like it's playing out based on some techniques. Looking at Bitcoin over here, we are below the POC. We are above the value area high, value area low. We're in the middle of nowhere. I mean, resistance is around 16.8, 16.9, and support it around 16.4. 16.4 is a very critical level. I'm telling you again, if we break 16.4 and start opening 4 hourly or even daily candles, opening and closing below that, we're going to release. 15.5 might be our next zone after 15.8. 15.8, 15.5. So if you are in a trade, just be aware that this is towards the end of the year. Usually people expect a Santa rally during the last week of December into January, and that is quite possible. Don't be fooled, because everyone is looking to short it. That means the market most probably will do the opposite. These are liquidation levels for shorts and longs. So if we zoom in, let's look at the shorts. We have people, let me see. We have around 16,000. We have around 0.33 million at 16,724, 0.27. Any significant amounts? We have close to 1 million at 16,759. The market can push up and liquidate people there. Let's see, 17. People shorted this wick. Let's go higher. 17K region. Nothing more than below 1 million. When I look at shorts, each of these is a bunch of liquidations that amount to less than 1 million. Let's look at the longs over here. Longs 0.37, 0.35, 0.38. I'm trying to find figures that are big, like 1, 2, 3 million. Nothing much over here. Strangely, there's not much of liquidation level. Usually I see amounts of 1.2 million, 2 point something million. You see big amounts sometimes. I guess not many people are holding trades in this range. Now back to Bitcoin. What are logical, or I mean probable targets for Bitcoin at the moment? 16.9 is very probable, very possible. I mean, it's not out of the equation. 16.9. If we come up to 16.950 and reclaim it, then 17.3 is, I would say, is a promise. 16.9 is somewhere around. Well, we'll have to get to the top of this wick for 16.9. Yesterday's high. We got rejected there before. I showed this in a previous video. Several times we got rejected. But we'll be coming up and claiming liquidity if we go up to 16.9 again. Is it possible? Let's look at the chart. We have the 200 and 233 coming in before that at 16.8. So that will be a zone where some people will be adding to their short positions. On the higher time frame, 17,124 is the 233. So if we claim 16.8, then the 17,124 is a very good possibility. If we can claim this, usually if you get above the POC, we get attracted to the value area high. I'm looking for this to just puke to the downside, so I can make bank on my trade. We broken this previous low, so we have broken structure on a 4-hourly time frame, which is a significant thing. I mean, it's a high time frame. It makes a big difference. If you look at any divergences, maybe we formed a bullish divergence that we didn't look at. I like to look at it with the naked eye because this indicator is a bit delayed, I think. Sometimes I see things that might play out before the indicator. Okay, lower lows and higher lows. That is hidden bullish div. However, hidden bullish div is significant when you're in an uptrend. You get hidden bullish div continuation to the upside. On the smaller time frame, on the 4-hourly, we were trying to make an uptrend. So could this be an uptrend and we could be continuing higher? It is a possibility. So we have, just to highlight, we have confirmed hidden bullish div today on the 4-hourly when price closed at 16,639. So we should not close a candle between below 16,639 or even below 16,632. Below this low, then we'll be erasing the hidden bullish div if we close a candle below that. As long as we maintain closing candles above it, this bullish div can be maintained. And if the RSI maintains this this level. Targets to the downside are still possible. My targets remain the same. I can't give new targets because the vision is the same. 15.8, you lose 15. If you lose 16.4, then 15.8, 15.8, then you have 15.8. Then you'll be coming down to the lower targets of 15.4 possibly. Where you have the wicks. You have a wick over here at 15,450. It won't show on the line chart because it doesn't show the wicks on the line chart. So yeah, if you come down 16.4, 16.2 is the next significant, just $200 away, but I'll say 16.4, 15.8, 15.4. If you lose those, then you're coming down to these targets again. People who follow me know that I've been mentioning these targets for a while. And between the 14,770 and the 13,200, or even the measured move of the bear flag breakdown of this entire pole to the downside, brings you to the 12,639. Now I want to go on another chart and see, actually, I'm not sure if it's significant. I don't think so. Bitcoin has moved that much to go look at Bitcoin. Where does it stand on the 500 EMA? Are we closer? Are we further? But I'll just do it for this. Let's look at it. 500 EMA. Because we're still below the 300 and 400 EMAs. 500 EMA is at 14,126. That could be our next target for the medium, short to medium term. Now, if you look at the 300, you can see that we're below the 300, which is at 21,131, and we're below the 400, which is at 17,661. That would be significant resistance if we even get there. But the thing is, I've been showing it for a while that Bitcoin never opened and closed so many weekly candles in its entire history, its entirety. It has never done this. Now we're below the 300. We've been opening and closing weekly candles below the 400 EMA, which spiked up on that week. We went up to, this was the 18,373 high, 18.4. And we maintained the low. And if we go down and touch the 500 EMA, that will be the first time for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's 500 EMA only formed, let's see, when did it form? 500. Now, 500 EMA for Bitcoin formed in March 21. So yeah. 500 weekly EMA. So that would be interesting to see a first time happening of Bitcoin coming down to the 500 EMA, where we have our Fibonacci channel at 1490, at the 1.272 at 14,904 at the moment, and we would have our 200 EMA. Our 400. We can get a projection for this EMA. By the way, there is an indicator called EMA prediction, and then you take it and you just put the EMA the EMA that you want on it. I'll show you how to use it. You go to the EMA prediction, and let's look at our 500 EMA projection. Where would our 500 EMA be in a couple of weeks? There you go. And there you see the blue line. It tells you that the 500 EMA will be moving in this trajectory. It will be going higher, higher, and higher. It measures it up to the 20th of October of 2025. So it gives you like a 2-year projection. And at that point, the 500 will be at around 15,257. Wow. Going now to another coin. Let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum on the hourly. Ethereum is also below the point of control and is struggling to make it up. You can see we broke down of the point of control with strength, came back, tried to go up. We got rejected at the 50 EMA on the 4-hourly and continued lower. Our value area low for Ethereum, 1160. That would be an important zone, as we wicked it twice before in the past. and got a bounce. Will we get a bounce? Or actually twice, thrice, and we broke below it before. So this will be the fourth retest. Will it be a breakdown from here? The more you test the zone, the more chances it's going to break. But targets for Ethereum, let's go back to it. I'll show you my targets. I have the 911 911 target. Sorry, Ethereum targets 911. Sorry, 1000. Why is it 994? Let's go back in time. January 2020 wick. I just need to adjust this. Let me look. We have this wick. Okay, this is perfect. At 911. Okay, that was 911. The other wick. $1,040. We had a nice wick over there. Yeah, I believe that's where it should be. Anyways, I have those levels of 1,040, 911, and to the downside, the value area low from that range of January 2020. I did something that usually people don't do. I went to January 2020 and I took the fixed range volume profile over here. And I put horizontal lines on the value area high, value area low, and the POC. Now the POC is at 1228. If I put a horizontal line, I don't know why it's erased, but if I put a horizontal line here on the POC exactly, and we go back and let's give it a different color, let's mark it as red. And now let's go back and look at how price acts around the January 2020 POC. There you have this line. And let's turn off the indicator so we have a bit more clarity. Now look at the red line. We wicked on it. We bounced from it almost perfectly over here. You can't make this up. Look at that. Resistance, resistance, resistance. We came above and blasted off. So I think it's an important level to have in the chart, the 1,226. Look here. Resistance, resistance, up, support, support, and now we're under. That would be my resistance. It's a very important level for Ethereum going back to 2020. So I'm going to mark it out at the moment. I'm going to label it as January 2020 POC. And yeah, those are my levels to the downside. To the upside, I have the 1,276, if we can get above it, and the 1,406. January 2020 value area high. You would see that we kissed it perfectly here and got rejected. Look at that. Over here, we tested its support. We bounced a bit, came down, again, rejected. Bounced off it over here. Look at that. Perfect bounce. Breakdown. So it's a level where the market likes to build either longs or shorts. Look at that wick. Look at that. So it's an important level, 1,406. So if we get there, that will be my next point to look at. But now we're in a lower range. we need to keep in mind that despite those levels are there, we might not get there. We have the 233 coming in at 1246. We might go above it as we did over here and break down. We do that sometimes. But this pattern is too bearish for me to even say anything. Solana, on the other hand, I made a video today. I'm not going to look at it in depth. We maintain the same stance. We've broken down from this. Our first target is here. And you know that I have the $5 to $7 range. If we're able to reclaim higher levels, then there's a chance for Solana to even get up to 14. We need to reclaim $15, as I said in the past, where we didn't. See how we wicked it? $15 to be able to see anything higher. As long as we're below $15, there's nothing to talk about for Solana to the upside. Now, traditionals, has the market opened? Is New York open? We're still in the US Brinks box. We'll see some action once New York opens. Oh, look at Nasdaq trying to break the lows. Are we going for this liquidity, and are we going to release lower for Nasdaq? If we do that, then there's a big chance Bitcoin will follow. There we go. This is a US 100. It's made of a lot of tech stock, and it seems like Bitcoin is going to be following this move. This might be a fake move before the market fully opens. Just to shake traders out, to make people think it's going short, then we reversed up. So you need to be careful with these kind of moves. Yeah, so that's Nasdaq. Now, if we go to the SPY is not open, S&P 500, but we can look at something. It's what do they call it? The ETF of the SPY, I believe. It's called the ES1. It trades before the SPY. So how is it looking for today? Same thing, not looking really bullish, the ES1. Looks like, looking at this pattern, we have formed, but the ES1 looks like, I need to say this also, I think it has sort of completed a 5-wave move to the downside, if you want to look at it as a 5-wave move. Can you look at it as a 5-wave move to the downside? By doing that, fib retracement of a wave 1. We had a retracement, so this would be my 2 probably. So I can project my 3. So 1 was here, to the low of 1, to the high of 2. My wave 3 could have come to the 1-to-1 or even lower. You could see the wave 3 probably we got a 3 over here. Okay. And the retracement of the 3 for the wave 4, you take it from here to the bottom of 3. The wave 4 has gone so deep, so that, in my opinion, is not a wave 4. We could have just finished a wave 3. And this is how deep our wave 3 has gone. And our retracement, it looks too deep for wave 4 retracement. So I'm not sure what's happening over here. But you could have an overshooting B wave or something that may exceed, but I don't think so. Once we pass the 0.5, then it's not by textbook a wave 4. And these are very close to each other. It's like another 1 and 2 getting ready to go even lower. If this is another 1 and 2, then you have a third one incoming, and that will be really low. It could project the S&P going as low as, if this is a fresh new 1 and 2, say for a wave 5, the S&P can go to 3359 or even the 2850. So that's a very wide range. But all in all, if you look at the S&P, you are in some sort of falling wedge pattern over here. A falling wedge is a bullish pattern. It would break to the upside most of the time. And if you want to measure the move, if it breaks out now, the measured move would be the width of the widest part of that. That would be over here, I think. This would be, yeah, probably you'd measure it from here, because this is where you got 2 touches, and you'd place it somewhere here, and you can go up back to the 4736. But you need to know the market sentiment and how is the overall conditions in the market. Nothing's really bullish in the market to say that we're going to go that high on the S&P. We have the FOMC coming, the FOMC meeting. The next meeting will be on the 4th of January. So on the 4th of January, they'll be announcing probably new rates. And the markets, depending on what the markets anticipate, the markets might want to rally before dumping after the Fed meeting. We'll have to see about that. Quant. I missed a great trade on Quant. I show you what I'm talking about. It was a perfect rejection of the 200 EMA, I believe. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. That was a perfect entry if you wanted to trade for Quant. I was waiting for higher, but 117, that wasn't yesterday. That was, yeah, yesterday. It was a perfect entry. And you could have scalped it all the way down here from 117 to 110, 109. And now you're catching a bounce from that 110, 109, close to the value area low. Targets for Quant to the upside, resistance 114. However, you can see we broke above it, went to test the 200. But 114, we have the 233 at 119 and your point of control at 121. So if we get up to the 121, that would be a nice point. Not financial advice, do your own research, but that's a nice point possibly to trade and keep a stop loss a bit higher depending on your risk tolerance. As you can see, sometimes price can move much higher than you expect, then come down only to continue the trade in profit. But you might be in the red for a long time. Or even here, you could have get stopped out easily, then only price reverses down. You know that this point is a point to short. You would probably enter this candle and say, I'm shorting this, only to continue higher and follow through. It happens a lot in the market. So you need to have correct position size, correct leverage, and yeah, stop losses, of course. You need to use stop losses. I think New York market has opened. Not yet. Let's look. This is, yeah, New York is open. This is a nice candle above the 50 EMA for Quant. Maybe a quick run up to the upside. Let's look. Will it go to the 233 again or the 200 EMA? What is it going to do? Is Quant going to give us another rejection, a fake move to the upside only to get rejected? I think if it goes up now, it would be a fake move. This is the market just opened. Usually we start with a big fake move. Let's look at Litecoin. That's another coin I like looking at. Litecoin. Where's Litecoin? I can't seem to find anything. Ethereum and Nasdaq are going green. Bitcoin is trying to push up. Litecoin, there we go. Look at that, Litecoin. Trying to go back to that $69 level. Can it get to the 69 again? Or even the 72? The 72 would be back at this wick. 71, 72 over here, yeah, this wick. Can we go all the way up? Let's wait and see. Interesting. Quant. So Quant is pushing up. If Quant goes up, I'll have my finger ready and I'll take the trade and see what happens. If Quant goes back up to the 233 on the 200 EMA on the 4 hourly, that would be the 800 EMA on the hourly over here. So this is the level I'm looking at for Quant. That red line over there. And I'll go back to the 15 minutes so you can see the move development. And let's look at stochastics. Did we have a crossover? What's happening over here? On the 15 minute, we are overbought. On the hourly, we have room to the upside. This is a nice curve to the upside. We might continue higher. On the 4 hourly, we are getting to the oversold, so it is supporting our speculation to the upside. Now, this is the TDI indicator. You can use it on any time frame you wish, on the 15, on the 30. Looking at it on the 30 minute, you have more room to the upside, to the upper band. Essentially, what do you wait for? When you look at this indicator, you wait for it, for the green and the red to come up. Then you have the fin. The green comes up and produces a fin, something like that. And you wait for it to come down and cross down. Some people take the trade over here. Some people wait for it to cross the yellow band, then they enter their trade. Because if you enter over here, you could fake out. And once it crosses here and crosses the yellow band, then you get that trade. So at the moment, on the 30 minute, you had a fin to the downside, a fin to the top. This would be the point to say, okay, maybe you enter a long, a scalp long, for the TDI indicator until it breaks the upper band, then you could exit the trade. Nice move from Quant. I'll go back to the 15 minute. I'll put my eyes on this for a bit. I want to watch it. Waiting for that 116.92. Will we get there, or will get rejected from an EMA before that? Do we have any EMA? We have the 200 EMA on the 4 hourly. Of course, that's why I marked it. And we don't have any POC or value area high at that level. But I'm sure if we take a Fibonacci retracement from this swing high at 127 to the low at 101, and my thick red line comes with a 200 EMA, but right below the golden pocket. So I would say I would give it like a breathing room. I'll give it breathing room between my resistance until the golden pocket here. Should I include the 119? No, I'll just leave it. So that will be my, this is how you would look for a target, and you just sit and you wait. Once it hits, you take a trade. If you get stopped out, it happens. but you tried your best, you took your confluences, but we are at a level of resistance over here. This block would be a resistance block for quant, the 113 at the moment. And then we'll be facing the 114, then we come up to the 116 to 118, possibly even the 119 where we have the 233. Now on the 4 hourly, TDI, on the hourly we had the curve up. On the daily, I don't know, it's a big time frame. I think it's a nice time frame. 30-minute to 15-minute time frame is a good time frame. Now, as I said, I missed a trade at quant a few days ago. It was at 117, I believe. Rejection yesterday. Rejection over here at around 117. We might be coming up again. So if someone took this trade and didn't close their trade, they might not be able to gain their profits. But let's take a retracement. Our point one, our golden pocket for this move down alone is the 114.3 to the 114.6. So that's another level. 114.3 is right around here. I have it marked from before. But I won't enter if it doesn't go up to the 117. That's a big, fast candle. It is volume supported. But we're starting to form a wick. How many more minutes? 3 minutes, 25 seconds for this candle. Let's see how it ends. I'll give it another 3 minutes. If it doesn't go my way, then I might not take the trade. Now, I'll go quickly to the DXY. The dollar is spiking down. We broke the low. The Nasdaq and the Dow Jones are trying to pump. The SPY, same thing, is trying to start green for the session. We didn't gap up or gap down. Everything's trying to push up. Could this be the beginning of the push up? Look at that on Bitcoin. See, when I see this kind of movement on assets, that's when I'm looking for a short. I'm not thinking of a long, but you might miss the long. It might go all the way up. But if you look at it, this is on the 15-minute. This is our first green vector candle above the 50 MA, and it's looking strong as hell at the moment. So by saying that, I'm going to go back to quant because I expect something interesting is happening in quant because I want to take that trade. There we go. Rent token also spiking up. I might get stopped out of it again, but this time not in a loss, in a small profit. Let's go back to quant. Yeah, quant looks like it's making the move. 42 seconds. I bet you the next candle could be red and just eat through this liquidity again, go all the way down, or at least halfway. Let's see how the next candle opens. If it opens green, then we might have a continuation to the upside. Interesting. On the 15-minute, we already flare out from this band. If we curve down, cross the red band and start coming down, then that's also a short signal. On the 30-minute, we still have some room to the upside. I know most people use it on the 30-minute. Some people even use it on the 3-minute. Scalpers use it on 3-minute. There you go. Next candle looks green. Let's see how it plays out. Any volume? So far, next to nothing volume, but we might still push up. Interesting. Okay, so those are the targets I've given you for Quant, Solana, Ethereum. We've gone through the Nasdaq, Dow Jones, DXY, Bitcoin, REN token. I want to take a REN token while we're here. REN token. Look at that spike up at the 200 exactly. Will we continue higher? This is on the 15-minute. On the hourly, we are struggling at the 50 EMA. But of course, we could retrace at least half of this move back up, or at least the 0.618 to the 0.075 cent. If we can go up there, that could be another entry for this REN token. All right, that's all I have for now. Don't forget to smash the likes. As I said, Quant looks like the next candle could come down and recover this entire candle. You can check it out if it does. While I see it, it is forming a red candle. Okay, thanks for watching. Smash the likes. Join the Discord. Link is in the channel description and in this video's description. It's a free Discord. Would love to have you there. And smash the likes, put your comments. If you want any TA on any assets or indices, I will do it. If you have any questions, just let me know. I reply to all my comments. I respond to all my comments as much as I can. And yeah, I will put a link to the video that I was saying, 16, 18, 14 for Bitcoin in the end of the video. More trades, I'm out.